I've always thought United States foreign policy was dog shit. I fucking hated it. And I still kind of do. But is it a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation? Let's evaluate. So, let me say this. I just watched a video of Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump answering to an elementary school being bombed in Iran and 170 people dying, 170 plus, and they blamed it on Iran. Is it possible that they did this just to get unconditional surrender quicker? Maybe. I don't know. It's obviously, man, that is a horrible thing to happen in the world at all, anywhere. Would they admit it if they did it? Probably not, right? Is it necessary? It could be. It's tough.
It's going,
and it's tough because like the details of it are one thing, but taking down one of your biggest potential future enemies, do you have to do that before it gets to a point where it's harder to manage? It's justifiable. It's defensible. Honestly, it is. And I hate it. I don't like it. I'm just glad I'm not the one that has to make these decisions.
Very well. Sit down, please. And tremendous progress has been made, as you're probably seeing just by watching. We're doing something. I built the military and rebuilt it and made it really strong in my first administration, along with a lot of other.
One thing about Trump, his speech patterns are so relatable. Like a lot of people in these positions they don't get across properly. As I just kicked my dog under me. I'm sorry, Brody. I just stepped on him. He's very relatable. He's a very relatable person, charming, charismatic. Like you can see the way he interacts with people whenever like in between like the press stuff. You can see that he's like a friendly, warm guy, which is, I mean, that's important, I think. I try to not evaluate politicians on anything besides their policy decisions. I try to keep it neutral and objective in that way. I liked Obama a lot. I hated Trump at one point. I'm starting to like him a lot, honestly, because of that. I mean, I was just a super liberal when in that time period, and I had no understanding of the world really and how it worked. And I think that that's a prerequisite to being a liberal, honestly. If you understand the world, how the economy works, how social and power dynamics work actually in reality, it's hard to be really far left at all.
The things we did, we had a great first step, and now we're using it on.
And it's easy to fall for that trap when you're already in that echo chamber and you're like, oh, racist white man, attack. Like, you know what I mean? It's easy to be mobilized and hate the white guy. You know what I mean? And look, white people have done a lot of shit around the world, okay? That's the truth, but it's 2026, and, you got to run a country at the end of the day. And you have to look at it from that perspective, okay? They can't go around donating money to everybody and giving nukes to everybody. It's just not, we live here at the end of the day. If you want to be here and enjoy prosperity, then just move off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like just like let the white man run his country to an extent. You know what I'm saying? As bad as that sounds, you kind of have to.
Fortunately, we have to, but you're seeing how great it is. There's no military like it on Earth, not even close. And we're doing
That's true.
Very well in Iran. You see the result, and it's been amazing. We've knocked out 42 Navy ships, some of them very large, in 3 days. That was the end of the Navy. We knocked out their Air Force. We knocked out their communications. And
now, that's not to say that, okay, yeah, as minorities, as people of color, or whatever, people who are not, generational descendants of settlers from the 1500s, we have no say. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is these people do have a way of life, okay? And frankly, I've partaken in that way of life, right? That could it be a little hedonistic? Could some people interpret it that way? Yes. Okay. I was in a fraternity, right? I got drunk on 6 nights a week. I got fucked up, blacked out, partied at frat houses that were worth more than entire villages in Africa and India, right? That's, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's kind of unseemly, like, a little bit, right? There's something about it that's a little icky, but it affords us a great quality of life, that lifestyle and that philosophy of looking after your own people first. So that's kind of the whole Republican MO. I don't know where I was going with that. But the point is, hyperliberalism gets you nowhere, and it's not realistic. It would just lead to the country falling apart. That's something that you realize as you start to pay taxes and grow in the world as an adult, and you see how the world actually works. These things are necessary sometimes, okay? That's the point of what I'm trying to say.
All telecommunications is gone. I don't know how they communicate, but I guess they will figure something out. It's not working out too well. On October 7th, look at all the killing that they've done. They will figure something out. It's not working out too well. And
you can hear somebody laughing in the background too. Bro, it's just hilarious how simple it is what he's saying. Like, it's true. Like, bro, like, you know what I mean?
Bad people. They're just bad people. When you look at October 7th.
At the end of the day, I always used to say this. Like, I hated when debate artists would use these, like, jargon buzzword terms that were not, they try to increase the barrier to entry to debate by emphasizing vocabulary and things of that nature, as opposed to focusing on the ideology and trying to get to the crux of the issue and communicate as well and as efficiently as possible. This guy doesn't do that, right? He just says stuff very plainly, and that's an admirable quality. It's a very admirable quality.
And beyond October 7th, look at all the killing that they've done over the years, for 47 years. And this had to be done. They were very close to a nuclear weapon. They would have had one if we didn't do our B-2 hit, Midnight Hammer. They would have had it 8 months ago. They would have had a nuclear weapon, and, they're crazy, and they would have used it. So we did the world a favor.
Fair. And that's an angle. I mean, look, man. I don't think these guys are lying. I think that these Republicans really believe this, right? And so I'm not mad at them. I'll say that. I get it, okay? I mean, I get it. Thank you, because I'm here in America and I don't want to be bombed. So to an extent, I appreciate what they're trying to do. I do fucking hate it at the same time, because we're just going into other countries, destroying their government, killing a bunch of people, blowing everything up. It's fucked up. Like, it is fucked up, okay? It's fucked up. I've always hated it. I, thank God, never could make that decision ever, okay, to do that. And I'm sitting here making YouTube videos and not pushing the button. So fuck it, whatever, man. You do that shit. You catch that karma.
And they said, well, how
I'll sit back and watch football and drink. I got some wine back here, you know what I mean? That'll be my focus. I'm chilling. I'm not trying to
doing on a scale of 0.
I'm not trying to get involved in any of that. That's crazy though. It is terrible.
How are you doing with the attack? And I said, about a 15, I would say, with 10 being the best. But it's something that had to be done, and we're doing it well. And I want to thank everybody involved. I'll be going right after this. I'll be leaving for Dover, very sad situation, to greet the families of the heroes coming home from Iran, coming home in a different manner than they thought they'd be coming home. But they're great heroes in our country, and we're going to keep it that way.
And then there's the other aspect of it. Should we be there? We're going to lose lives, right, as America. Now, I've never looked at the world as, hey, American, Nigerian, French, Italian, Chinese. I've always looked at it as just humans. And, but at the same time, when we look at it from the perspective of the Republican ideology, the Republican ideology, not all conservatives are conservative doesn't necessarily mean you're a patriot, okay? I'm a conservative. I wouldn't consider myself like a skin to the extent that some people are, right? I fuck with America. I've had my bouts of being like fuck America, you know what I mean? I have. I mean, I'm a brown guy in America. You got to understand. Like if you don't get that I've had some dissonance from being a brown American, then you know what I mean? Fuck you. You're probably just a peanut brain moron, right? That's what happens when you're brown in America. There is racism, it exists, and sometimes it just makes you fucking hate shit. But at the same time, I fuck with America, but I'm not like, look. I mean, I'm just the point is, conservative does not always mean patriot. And in any case, for Republicans though, Republicans are largely patriots, right? So if you're a Republican patriot, is going to Iran the best thing for America, for Americans? Probably not. You're getting involved in a war. You don't want people dying. You don't want our people dying, right? So there's that element of it. Again, maintaining global hegemony is probably necessary. That's the way they're phrasing it. That's in plain terms. That's what Mr. Trump is saying here. And it's necessary evil, man. It can be interpreted as a necessary evil, and I get it. I can't sit here and shit on these decisions, and then, you know what I mean. It's just not gonna. It's not the way it works, right? Reality is more complex than that. But yeah, all right. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.